Okay, the way I like to do when I'm using one of these stoves like this is I'm going to create the fire in the bottom, some sort of fat wood, fire starter, big bundle of tinder, whatever. And then I'm going to take sticks and put them in like this so they go in diagonal into the flame. So I get a more surface there and I'm kind of leaning in the middle. Just like that. And it's going to be slow to get it going, but you want to draft it up from the bottom. Just feeding in sticks to the bottom, no. And once I get going like I want, and that's pretty good like that, I'm going to kind of lean the fire over to one side. And then I'm going to get ready to put my canteen cup on there. I'm going to take our canteen cup, so I don't set my leg on fire. Over half a canteen cup, which is about what I want. I'm going to slide it over this half, like that. Don't set it flush across the top because you'll smother it. But on this side, there's only one tiny little air hole down there at the bottom. So I don't have to worry so much about flames coming up and getting my handles really hot. But this way, it's sitting there and that heat is cupping around the front of it. This is the way I want to do it. Now to keep junk out of it, I'm going to just gently set that up there. So as the fire gives off the heat, I don't have ash or something rolling over the top going into the cup itself of water. Down here at the bottom on this side, I just shove any loose stuff back up in there. This is a real quick fire. This is something I'm only going to want it to burn like 5 or 10 minutes, just long enough to bring the heat up on the water to a boil, or up pretty close. Now if I'd set this across the top of that stove, I would have smothered it almost instantly. But like this, I got my twigs are in there basically vertical. So the flame is running the full length of them up it and generating the heat. I can easily take it off. See how that big column of fire is directly underneath. So my canteen cup is in the fire, but it is not toward the handle side, so my handles stay cool. Quick and easy to do. And these little twigs, I just shove a few more into that front opening, like this. Instead of trying, I see people try to feed them in from the bottom. Shove them in the side. Now, any that come out the big stick opening down here at the bottom, I can just push it back in a little bit with a stick. Drop new stuff in up here at the top, like this. You want pencil or smaller sticks. As long as you keep that flame dancing on the front of the canteen cup, you're alright. It's transferring the heat. That whole bottom. Notice how I'm kind of shoving an angle toward the back a little bit, getting that stick to go across the entire fire. Now I'm basically using this a lot like a what do you call those stoves? It's a heat transfer, like a Dakota hole kind of. Alright, titanium transfer heat very well. It means that lid handle gets hot in a hurry. So it is now swole up a little bit. Getting bubbles on the bottom, but we're not quite there. So set it back on top. Now in this stove, there is a opening on either end, like right here, see? There's one on either end. The one directly beneath the handle on this side, I've taken a large stick and shoved in there so I don't have a lick of flame coming straight up over my handles. I'm getting wisps of steam now coming out from around my cup top, so that means my water's getting to temp. Come in the big side window down here at the bottom, kind of stir it around a little bit, make sure that coal bed is not smothering and getting plenty of air. This is what I want, a continuous stream of flame coming up that D part of the hollow, the full length. So I'm transferring heat across the full length to the bottom and to the front face. My handles back here, though, have remained cool, so I can grab a hold of them. Even though I put the tubes on, if I didn't, these wires are still cool, and I can grab a hold of them without having to have a glove. Now the titanium stove is not showing warpage or anything like that. That's one of the things I wanted to see. Was it going to get hot and start warping to pieces or whatever, but it's not. I got a nice glowing bed of coals down in there. You can see. Now I'm going to grab just a few more little sticks. Now busting them off about 1 hand width. That's all I want. I don't want great big long sticks. I want short sticks. Drop them down in there edge on, like that. You see how my flames have died down. Easy enough to fix back up. What I do is do a quick mash up of some small ones like this, throw in there. See how it's already starting to catch back up. I've cooked under a tarp many times with a little bitty stove like this, but it was a U.S. Army issue. It was not this particular titanium, but it works. Just like that, back to get hot flame. And by setting this cup offset, I get the fire draft. If I set it completely across the top, I just smother it. It won't be able to handle it. Now if I was using a Trangia, yes, you could put the Trangia underneath and set it across, and the 1/2 inch diameter holes around the top would indeed do a good job at allowing the Trangia to work and not cause problems. That wind's got to be a little bit much, but that's what that hat's for, see? Hat out of the way, break that wind. Now, Take a look what we got. Oh yeah, good rolling boil. So I'm going to take my military issue chocolate hazelnut cocoa powder beverage powder, and I am not going to make it inside the bag. I'm just going to pour it into the cup. Take it off fire, set it down. Remove my titanium top. These bags are designed to peel and not pull, so trying to tear it in half is not the easiest thing in the world. Have no fear, Swiss Army knife is here. Now, these beverage bags are an asset whenever you're doing this type of stuff, especially if you're just up underneath a tarp on a rainy day and trying not to get everything on fire or dirty. Being able to fill this up with water and seal it up and set it to the side and let it do its business without having to worry about its spillage, big asset. Now that that is done, I'm going to let it sit there and simmer for just a second. I will now take my stove off the heat and let it cool. So you see all I have is a small pocket of coals right there in ash. Now, I'm going to spread that out a little to break the heat. Remember, fire works by heat, oxygen, and fuel. If I deprive it of the heat by spreading it out now without making the fire spread bigger, I will let it cool quicker and therefore allow me to drink my stuff in a more, timely manner and not have to worry about putting out a big fire. So, the titanium camp stove and mug, it did not warp when I went to heating it. I'm impressed with that. Honestly, I expected as thin as that material is, even though it's titanium, I figured once I felt the fire in it like that, it's just going to distort. Because there are so many cutouts in it and so many places for it to warpage. But it is not. It is still the same way and it will fit back on here. The cup itself doesn't seem to be any worse for wear putting in actual fire. My concern was titanium heats so fast that it's going to make it difficult to drink out of it, because hot coffee or something, because the mug itself will get so hot that before you can tolerate it to drink out of it, the coffee's dead cold before the cup ever cools down to where you can drink it. I don't know. This thus far has not shown that to be, but I can touch my lip to it. It's been off the fire approximately 5 minutes, about the time I want it to cool down enough for me to drink it. So therefore, it does seem to cool quickly as well, which is a product of titanium. The handle bail for the big bail. Several people have said they wonder if it'd be in the way to drink. That's right where your mouth's going to be. No, your lip will actually fit around it, so it does seem to fit. Pretty good. We've already figured out that it doesn't imply a taste to the food or the drink. So, okay. So I know a lot of y'all been wondering about this, because I had mentioned doing this, and then I had got away from it while I had other things going on. But continuing the quest to test the titanium, this so thus far the canteen cup and stove have done well. The fire did not warp it out of shape. It remained in shape. I was concerned about all those openings and the way it was, that once it got a good bit of coals in it, it was just going to warp to all kinds of weird shapes and not work. Thus far it has not. It did not do it. I cooked in it. It was in the fire 10, 15, 20 minutes. Cooked down to a bit of ash. It was good and hot, good rolling flame. It did not warp or distort. Once I got it off and let it cool, and it cooled in just a couple of minutes, I slid it back onto the pot. It fit. And of course you're going to soot up your pot. That's not a big deal to me. Soot's soot. I mean, it's part of camping and cooking. And it comes with this small black mesh bag. It'll help keep the soot off of other things. It'd be easy enough just wipe off when we're done, or take a little creek water and sand and take care of it. So, in conclusion, so far so good. I'm impressed with it. Can it be used with a stove? Absolutely. Can the stove be used with wood to make it into a wood burner? Absolutely. You just got to turn the cup sideways as you saw me just do. Next question, can I bake in this cup? That'll be in the next video. Can I use this cup as a little Dutch oven and bake things? We're going to find out. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Do me a favor and hit the like, share, and subscribe button before you go. I'd really appreciate it. And please leave any comments or questions down below of ideas for future videos or questions about this. I'll be happy to answer them as quick as I can. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.